Welcome to today's Easy InnKeeping Quick Tip by Gray Software. Today I'm going to give you a general overview of the connections to Expedia and Booking.com. We call these direct connects. The direct connects have three primary functions. First is any reservations created in Booking.com or Expedia will directly download into Easy InnKeeping. Two, any changes in availability within Easy InnKeeping will trigger an automatic update to Booking.com and Expedia. And three, you have the option of loading rates to Expedia and Booking.com by pushing your rate settings in Easy InnKeeping to their system. First of all, we'll go and take a look at how the reservations download into Easy InnKeeping. When you're working within the software, you'll see an icon up here titled GDS, and when there's a new reservation or a modification or a cancellation, you'll get this red flag that will show, and you'll see a number associated with that. Basically, it's letting you know how many reservations have come in since you've last checked that icon, and basically this is a notification log within the software. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that now, and here we get a summary of reservations that have come in recently. On this summary, you'll notice a couple things. When the reservation downloads successfully, you'll see it in green. When there's a modification being made, you'll see it highlighted with blue, and when it's canceled, it will be highlighted in red. If there is an issue with the reservation not being able to download successfully, you'll also get a notice saying the download did fail. So you would not expect that to be a normal situation, but that is a part of how that interface works. When we look at this screen here, we will see the booking reservation ID. This is the reservation ID being generated in Booking.com or Expedia system. Right next to that, there is the reservation ID that is being generated in Easy InnKeeping. So this is a great way to reference between the two systems when you're looking up that reservation. We'll also get summary details of the guest information as far as their name, an arrival date, and the room type that they booked. And then you'll see the source of that booking, whether it's Booking.com or Expedia, and the date of that booking. So that covers the notification log as far as new activity coming into the system. When you're working at the front desk and you're looking at the calendar or the chart views, when you mouse over a reservation, we do have a little pop-up window, and on that pop-up window you'll see the guest name listed on top. In this case it's Jack. Below that you'll see the reservation ID, amount paid, amount due, number of guest, and on the bottom of that little pop-up window you'll see the referral source. So there we'll see Booking.com, or possibly we'll see Expedia, or we'll see Easy Web Res if it's coming through your online booking engine. If you see nothing listed there, then it was most likely just entered by your front desk. Alternatively, you can also go to the Find Reservation icon. Under Find Reservation, we'll be able to search for all reservations in the system, but you can also just do a specific search for Booking.com. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Booking.com option and click Find. And on this list, we'll see the reservations that have come into the system. The most recent bookings will always be listed at the top. You'll see that on the booked on date. Otherwise, over on the left hand side, you're going to see the icon showing you the source of that reservation. So you'd see obviously the Booking.com icon or Expedia icon. We have an icon with the letter E in it, which means it came from your website. And if there's no icon present, then that was entered by your front desk. To give you an idea what that looks like, I'm just going to search all reservations. This is a demo system, so let me go back a little bit in time here. By default, the Find Reservation screen pulls up the last 30 days. Since I haven't had a lot of activity in the system, I'm going back to January. And when the page loads here, you're going to see that you're going to quickly be able to identify which reservations came from the front desk and which ones came from another booking source, such as Booking.com. When you take a look at one of these reservations and go ahead and open it up, the name and address, any information that's being provided from Booking.com to our system will download into the program automatically. So we'll see Jack's name here and his address information, and we'll also see an email address. Now this works a little bit different for Booking.com versus Expedia. Booking.com actually provides a generic email address that they produce in their system, and if you do send to that, the guest will get your email. Expedia actually has chosen recently not to share that email through the interfaces, so that would be something that you need to get from the guests when they check in, or you can log into Expedia and capture it from there. Credit card information will be automatically downloaded into our system, so there is a view button. When you click on that view button, you'll be able to enter in a password, your credit card password, and you'll be able to view that credit card details. So that's the first function, the automatic downloading of reservations. The second part I want to speak to is managing your availability. Again, any changes that occur within the software with your reservations, whether it's a new reservation, modifying the reservation at the front desk, or canceling a reservation, that's all going to update the availability automatically in real time to Booking.com and Expedia. But another option we have under the charts menu, if we go down to room type chart, from here we're going to see a summary of what information is being passed on to Booking.com or Expedia, and we also have the ability to put closes on your room types. So this is a way that you can actually close out particular time frames or room types during your busy seasons, and I'll explain that a little bit more in just a moment. So from the screen I can select Booking.com, and then I'm going to get a summary of what room types I have mapped or you have mapped to Booking.com. And then we'll see the name of that room type listed in Booking.com, as well as the name of the room type listed in Easy InnKeeping, so you understand which ones connect. You'll see the total number of rooms available, and then on the chart here you will see, for example, here there's 4 rooms available for Thursday the 12th, and it's selling at $115, and then there's a 3-night minimum. So we're communicating that information to Booking.com. Now if you wanted to close out a room type on Booking.com, you can go ahead and right click on any one of these cells and go to close rooms. Now Booking.com and Expedia, they do a great job of bringing a lot of reservations to your property, but during your really busy seasons where you know you're automatically going to be booked up just because people know about you and they're going to come to your website or give you a call to make a reservation, those are good times just to close your availability in Booking.com Expedia, because you really don't need their help to fill your beds during those time periods. So you can come in and use this room type closeout, enter in a date range, and then you can also say, for example, Friday, Saturdays. So if you know in the summer during the month of July you're always packed on the weekends, you can just put a closeout for the month of July from July 1st to July 31st and set it for Fridays and Saturdays, and then save changes, and that will place that closeout on their systems, so your rooms won't be available for them to sell during those time periods. The biggest benefit I see in using Expedia Booking.com is to fill up your shoulder seasons or your slow times. Now the last part I want to talk about is the rates. So the rates in Easy InnKeeping, you can push those rates to Expedia and Booking.com, and to do that you would go to the setup menu, and I'm not going to go through the details on how to change and edit your rates right now, but under setup basic Easy InnKeeping you would manage it under regular and seasonal rates. Once you've made the changes to your rates, then you would come in and go to the GDS settings and select Booking.com or Expedia, for example, and now we're going to select the option of sending rates, and then we're going to enter a time frame, and we're always going to use present date for the from date, and the to date, typically you're going to go up to 1 year in advance. Now you may choose to do a time period shorter than that, but most properties are going to load about a year into advance. And once you've defined the date range that you're going to push, then you're going to click Send Rates, and that's going to send an update of your rates to Expedia, Booking.com, and you'll see those changes take place in 2 to 5 minutes on their system. And that concludes our quick tip for today. Again, the interface or the direct connects to Expedia, Booking.com, there's 3 primary functions we're managing. We're receiving the downloads of new reservations, modifications, or cancellations from their system. We're updating availability automatically, and we give you the option to do closeouts for different time periods. And you do have the option to load your rates in Easy InnKeeping and then just push an update to Expedia, Booking.com to load their systems also. Thanks for your interest in Easy InnKeeping.